Hello, Domain Dave, cheapwinefinder.com, another podcast, another wine, a cheapie, $6.99. What do I got here? Let me look at the bottle. It's a heavy bottle for $6.99. Cocobon Roasted Oak Red Blend, non-vintage, $6.99 at Trader Joe's, but it's also available at other stores for around the same price, sometimes more. I think it's cheapest at Trader Joe's. Cocobon is a label from the wine group. They do Cupcake and Benzinger and McManus and Cannon, Franzia. They do a lot of flip-flop. They do a lot of value-priced wines. And they're pretty good at it. I mean, they are consistent at what they do. And they make some wines are really good. And this is a wine that actually got like 89 points and a couple of on wine tastings and what have you. And the roasted oak is kind of a misnomer. They actually toast oak barrels, not roast them, I think. I don't know why roasting it would do it when toasting is what they always do. Actually, on the website, they show a picture of a wine barrel that's roasted on the outside. So why would you do that? The wine's supposed to be on the inside. But I don't know if they used barrels. This is one of those websites that said it's aged on French oak rather than in French oak. And if they use barrels, normally they would tell you, and they didn't. So I assume, but at $6.99, you expect them not to. There's a lot of different ways to get actually very good oak. They have oak staves. There's a website, a couple of websites where these people, cooperages, you can tell them what forest in France you want or in America and how you want the staves cut and what toast you want on it. And toasting the inside of the barrel is really important. The whiskey barrels are charred. They put a heavy flame to them, but wine barrels are just toasted because, whiskey's hardier than wine. Wine's more delicate, and you really need to be careful, but the toast will give out very particular flavors, and the right amount of toast, and these people are artists, the cooperages, how they toast it, how they get it. The winemaker tells them what they want, and they can do it. And it will impart just the right amount of oak into a wine. Now this is a drink it now wine, and no one's going to age this wine. Like wine, the more expensive wine that are in an oak barrel, aged for a year and a half, 2 years, they don't go crazy with the flaming the barrels because the wine's in contact with them for a long time. You're much more subtle. But when you're going to get flavor into a wine in a short period of time, then you kind of do more unique things. I'm going to take a sip. And that's where you get these espresso. And actually, I thought it's more cold coffee and espresso. And there's vanilla. And there's chocolate. And those are all spice. Those are all flavors you kind of expect in a red wine. Oh, the blend is Merlot, Zinfandel, and Petite Sirah. And actually, Cocobon has 3 red blends. They don't really tell you what the first red blend is, the basic original. But there's a Cocobon Dark, which is the same blend. It's Merlot, Zinfandel, Petite Sirah. And they don't really tell you why it's dark. Maybe it's how they extracted the grapes. I don't know. And then there's the roasted oak, which is about oak influence. The website doesn't tell you much. Doesn't, at $6.99 wine, you're not going to go into heavy details. You probably don't want to know the heavy details. They, a lot of it's probably automated and what have you. You got to keep the cost at the right place. But this is a recipe wine. Whoever the winemaker is, this is an expression of vineyards. I mean, it's a non-vintage wine. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Merlot was a year older than the Zinfandel, the Petite Sirah, or one of them was. So it's, they're not really expression of the vineyards. This is a recipe. This is like going to Olive Garden and getting your favorite thing off of Olive Garden. There's always that one thing you go to a chain restaurant that you really like, and it's a good recipe, and a good recipe is a good recipe. And this is a recipe wine, and wine tastes good. Wine geeks are not going to get all bent out of shape, but, well, they probably will get bent out of shape if you ask them to drink it, but this is a fun red blend. You're going to get vanilla, you're going to get chocolate, you're going to get, I got cold coffee, they say espresso, but, it looks better in writing when you go down espresso. But take another sip. It's good enough. It's tasty little thing. So it's one of those wines that $6.99 Red Blend. I recall in the early days of cheapwinefighter.com when you went under $10 for a red wine, and it was like, oh no, what could go wrong? And anything could. And nowadays $6.99 is rocking little tasty wine that someone put a lot of effort into and made very specific flavors that it comes out in the wine. It's hard to get exact flavors in a wine, and they did it. So that's a good thing. And that's it for me. Cocobon roasted oak, even though it's toasted oak. But I liked it. It was good. It was a good red blend and the price is right. My favorite? No, but I'm glad I drank it. And that's it for me. Got more wines coming up. It's summer and we're going into fall. A little early to talk about fall. But keep it cheap. Stay cool. Stay safe. And I'll be talking to everybody in a few days. We always do something and we always come back. And like us where you like podcasts if you can. And that's it for me. Like I said, I'll talk to everybody in a couple of days. Bye-bye.